Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and welcome to what is the funnest thing that I've been doing on YouTube in a very long time. To be fair, I like making YouTube videos aside from these, but I've been having a ton of fun trying different Battlefront II mods lately, and I found another fun one. So we've been on a bit of a run. We checked out Instagib, we checked out the laser tag in the last video, and today I found another really fun looking one. This is Gun Game, okay? And the idea is simple. Kill players using every weapon in this free-for-all match uses Conquest settings. So if we want to adjust the settings, like how many people are in the match or whatever, we can adjust those settings within Conquest. Although really the only thing I want to change is I want to crank up the AI units so there's 32 of them on the battlefield. This might be a mistake. We might end up hating this. I don't think that teams matter. I'm pretty sure it's a free-for-all, although 100 reinforcements might come into play. There's also a timer, which I don't know if we should enable that, because I don't know how many guns. I think that there's something like 20 guns, possibly, that you got to use. So the rules are pretty simple. I'm going to add a 15-minute, 10-minute. Let's not do a timer at all. You know what? Let's be bold. Let's be brave. Let's go in. The way that it works is you shoot someone, and then your gun upgrades. And then you shoot someone, you get an upgrade. And at first, it gets easier because the guns get better. And then it gets harder because the guns get more complicated, and everyone around you is now moved up to the sort of easier guns. So you're getting machine gunned while you're trying to shoot someone through a sniper rifle. It's chaos, and it's a great time in every game that has a mode like this. I love it, and I'm really hoping it works well here. I don't know if it's multiplayer compatible, but gosh, I wish it was, because that would be a great one for game night. Now, I'm trying to figure out what maps we should go to. Coruscant kind of screams an obvious choice for me with Gun Game, and I don't know if you have to pick a particular era. I'm assuming that it doesn't really matter because you're starting with like a standardized set of weapons, but I also assume that it is probably configured to only work with one of the two eras. Tends to be Galactic Civil War, and I don't know why that is for a lot of these, but we're going to go with that. We also have the options of, Dagobah, so it's pretty much any stock map should work. I'm trying to figure out which ones would be best for this. You do want to keep it to smaller maps with like tight corridors and things, at least in my experience, but I don't think we've done Dagobah in any of our videos, so we should probably go ahead and add it. I don't want to go back to the Death Star. It's a confusing mess. None of these really seem like they... I mean, I wish I could go to the Invisible Hand. I think it would actually be a great one for this. Kashyyyk could be interesting. I'm going to go ahead and add it. Mos Eisley feels like it always belongs in sort of a lineup like this. Mygeeto doesn't, but we're going to do it. And then I think we'll probably call it there because of all the remaining maps. I mean, you know what? Tanta V4 would probably be a good one, but we've been to that one in so many recent videos. Let's do Utapau. So that's going to be our lineup today. We're going to Coruscant, Dagobah, Kashyyyk, Mos Eisley, Mygeeto, Utapau, and we're going to try out this mode and hope it doesn't crash when we hit launch. Okay. I saw someone leave a comment and complained that I talked too much at the start of these videos. Levels 1 through 10 or levels 10 through 20. Are you letting me decide if I want to start easy or hard? That's an odd option that you would let me choose that. Can I just pick to be a high... Oh, I see. Okay, all right. This is an interesting way to go about it. But yeah, we are starting off level 1 with just a pistol. This is a very interesting approach to it. And, oh boy. Oh, the sound is kind of broken. I don't know if that's obvious. I'm gonna try to restart the game, because that's gonna be very annoying. Oh boy! I actually had to reboot the entire computer, and I had a whole host of other issues. But the sound is correct now, which is good. I've gotten 1 kill. I don't know if that means that I can level up now to the next gun. It actually made it sound like it was not as... Oh yeah, no, there we go. We've immediately got the new gun. That's fun. Here's a question. I'm about to die. So if I die, what happens? I'm obviously going to be taken to the spawn screen. Can I then go back the previous one? And if so, get 1 more kill to unlock. Obviously, I can kill with the blaster, but can I go back and use the sonic blaster instead? I don't know. I guess I could try real quick and see what happens. All right. No, it automatically jumps you up to the next appropriate weapon, which makes perfect sense that that's what would happen. As I was saying to the individual who was upset by the fact that I guess I talk too much, what you can do is you can use the timestamps in the video's description to navigate to the part of the video that you want to see. highly recommended. Not in this case, because I feel like it's... Well, no, we'll do maps. We'll do time steps for maps. That seems like the appropriate thing to do. That should get you right into the action. I do want to share with everyone, though, real quick, as this chaos is breaking down around me, the problem with this pistol is that it's got that cooldown timer, and I need to be more careful with my shots, because all I need, gosh darn it, is... Everyone else saw that too, right? Like, the world was broken a little bit to the right there? There we go. Oh, look at me go. I'm upgrading. We're getting through the weapons here. I don't even know what this one is. I'm assuming it... Oh, you know what? I think it's the Bothan spy weapon. Some of these you have to get more than one kill with, it looks like, which is interesting. In order to get the computer... Okay, so here's the situation, right? This is where we're at. This is what happened. I restarted the game, and it didn't fix the audio issue, so I figured, you know what I must need to do is just restart the computer. So, you know, I went to go do that. In order to do that, I had to get up, and the issue is, my desk... I don't know if we've ever discussed this. I sit in a recliner, and my desk is a rolling cart that rolls up to me. So I had to push that back. Well, my drink was not sitting in a proper cup holder. It was just sitting on the desk. So it fell over. So I said, oh no. So I got up and I ran to get a towel to clean that up. And when I got back, I realized now my monitor that I use when I edit videos, which is getting quite old at this point, was making a weird static noise. And I thought, well, is that somehow interfering with the audio? Some sort of bizarre loopback on the circuit or something like that? Because the two aren't directly connected, but audio's weird like that. And that sounded like it could be a real thing. So I decided to get under there and unplug the monitor. But instead, I unplugged the capture PC by mistake because the cord was white, and the only other thing that's white down there is the monitor, and I just mistook it for that, so the capture PC cut off. So I had to unplug the monitor, reboot the capture PC, dry up the mess that I had made on the floor, and only then could I return to play Gun Game. Most of my drink was spilt, by the way, and there's a damp towel under my feet. It's all chaos and disarray, and you might be wondering, do you even have feet? You're just a floating head. Kind of. They're just floating feet, though. What I'm missing is legs, arms, and a torso. I have hands, I have feet, and I have a head, and they all just kind of float independently in space. But I can feel what's going on with each of them, which is quite irritating, let me tell you. Also, it's pandemonium on the screen right now. Should I, like, buckle down and really pay attention and try my best here? Oh, there we go. That worked. That really seemed to work. Yeah, so some of these are like, you get one kill and you're done. Others, it's like, no. You're going to be cooking with this one. You're going to need to have this one for a bit. I'm not actually sure who's ahead of whom. I have no idea if I'm winning or if I'm doing well. If I'm doing poorly, I am now a droidica. I do like that it seems to, and I'll need to go into third person to... Yeah, you don't just change gun. You change class entirely. I like that better. I imagine they probably could have given us like just a standard character to play as, but because you can see what everyone's classes are, you can kind of tell what level they're at relative to you, if you know kind of which gun each class has. So I appreciate that a lot. That's a great detail. Also, we're sexy sniper now, which is always a good time. Die! I was trying so hard to no-scope, I should have known that a bolt caster would one-shot me. I don't know what I was thinking there. No! Not immediately back into that situation! It's like the game decided it. Maybe 32 was too many, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that was you son of a gun, because they could just sneak right up on you. And then he's just gonna, like, stomp around on my corpse for a minute. Oh! Just right into it, are we? Just right into the chaos! I haven't seen anyone else who's a sniper just yet. Also, I think I've gotten a couple of sniper kills, haven't I? I don't know how many exactly. Yep, I've moved on to a different sniper weapon, and I am currently on fire, so I'm going to die, which I don't appreciate. Yeah, okay, so we're currently the droid sniper. We might have already seen a droid sniper. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of Bothan spies right now, which tells me that whoever had Bothan Spy, you know, getting to the Bothan Spy at least is easy. Whether or not people are getting past it, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Do I need to specifically, with the EMP blaster there? First off, can I fly? Yeah. It's not really gun game so much as it is class game, but I can understand why they didn't call it that. That had no graphics associated with it, and yet it is working. That's fun. The game is a little bit broken, but that's nothing new. The Magna Guard weapon was broken there for a second too, but it's come back. Everything's come back. Everything is fine. You stay back there right now, okay, Captain? What was? I can't remember his name. I know the Chewbacca, but what was the name of the captain? It's not Torpal. I think Captain Tarpal isn't he Naboo? I think he's Naboobian. Captain Planet. Never watched it growing up. I can't remember the guy's name. It's gonna come back to me later tonight. I'll be in the shower and I'll be thinking about Star Wars. And I'll suddenly remember the name of, like, the general or the Wookiee, whatever his name is. He helps Yoda get away. You know? Get out of here, you. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say this should be a quick one, but maybe not so much. Oh. Yes, in fact. No! There's gotta get more than one kill! See, sometimes there's just no graphics. There ain't no graphics in here sometimes. What happens if I try to switch to the second? Nothing. Good. Okay. I was gonna say, can we cheese this by just switching to our sidearm? Oh, I gotta get a kill here. I was gonna say, I gotta get at least one kill right here. Come on. Oh my gosh, it never ends. It's just a constant barrage of rockets. Ah! Ah! This is a different weapon. Again, it appears whatever it's supposed to be shooting is slightly broken, and I don't know why. The game has been working fine. We've not been having graphical issues. I assume it has to be just with this mod. There we go. Those do explode on contact, so this should be relatively straightforward, I would like to think. I do like how sometimes there is no graphics, and those are the times that they go flying. That's funny, because it makes it look like I'm just sending some sort of weird force wave against them. I'm a Jedi! Are you kidding me? I was having so much fun, too. We're just gonna go to Dagobah, because, gosh darn it, I don't want to start over again on the same map, and we'll see how our luck pans out here. Good gosh, at least the sound's not broken. That's good, you know. There was a concern when I opened the game. Maybe the sound's gonna be broken, you never know. But it does sound like it's working just fine. Also, I was worried that this might not be a good map for this game mode, but I'm actually thinking now that I'm here that this is gonna be quite a bit of fun. Okay, we don't want to cook this, okay? We want to go gentle. We could do is we could find guys that have already been partially damaged and specifically target them. But I'm glad we got that guy killed. Oh good, we have to get more than one kill with it. I'm not doing anything right now. I want to firmly establish my button was not on the trigger. My finger, I should say. It was just going by itself. It's chaos and disarray. I can't stand it. Get out of my way. I just watched a clone turn into a droid before my very eyes. I don't know how to feel about this. Again, though, this is another one where the multiplayer, if it supports it, would be nuts. Oh gosh. I really need to start checking because they normally say on the website, when you download the mod, whether or not they support multiplayer. Also, I'm not getting the kills for a lot of these, I'm realizing. I'm getting them damaged and then someone else is finishing them off, and so they're getting the upgrade, not me. Get out of here, Bothan scum. Whoa, don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. Oh gosh, we just watched it happen again! They took my kill! And then he turned into a droid and ran away, and then he turned into something else and he fled, and I'm upset. Please die, I am begging. Please come land. Thank you. That's all I wanted. That's all I've ever wanted. Oh. Oh. Woohoo! Could get you too. No, hold still. Don't shoot me with your lightning bolts! Oh, I didn't even realize I changed weapons. Stop it! This is the kind of wacky nonsense they should be giving us in the Classic Collection. Is the Classic Collection launching with a gun game? I don't believe so. Could they add it later? Yes, but it kind of feels like, you know, now that we've learned they've allegedly been using AI upscale tools for the textures, this doesn't feel like a port that they put a whole lot of effort into, and I kind of doubt, no matter what the sales are, that we're gonna get, like, long-term lasting support after the fact, like adding in a gun game. But I hope so. This would be so much fun. With 64-player multiplayer, are you kidding me? This would be absolute just insanity, madness, mayhem, bedlam. I would be so on board with it. What I want to do is I want to get to Jedi, and I want to see if the game crashes again. Because I'm kind of scared it will. Ooh, that was 2 of them. Does that count? I assume that if you get like a double kill in rapid succession, it counts towards the next, like, weapon and then some. Hello! This is one of my favorite weapons in the game. I think it's quite fun. It's definitely not necessarily suited to wide open spaces. It's kind of better if you got a bunch of guys right in front of you in a tight circle. Wait, can I activate my shield when I'm a droid Eka? No, I just tried. You cannot. That is unfortunate. I guess that would be very unfair, so I can understand why it's disabled. I had actually thought, oh, look at me, I found a funny little cheese, but no, I have in fact not. Also, did I really get a kill just then? It feels like I didn't, but I'm not gonna argue with it, you know? I hear someone, like, getting destroyed with fire directly to my left. Oh, darn it! I was so focused on trying to snipe. I was like, if I just ignore them long enough, I'll get my kill and I can be out of here. Stop that! Stop that! That's what I mean. You can have someone as low level as they've still got the fire, and because you've got a sniper rifle and you're right in front of them, did I just grab that kill the second I spawned in? I wasn't even aiming at that individual. This is the mayhem. Yeah, you can just, like, steal kills from people who are on fire if you're quick enough. if you've got the wherewithal. Darn it! So this time I have left the unit count standard. Does it matter if I select this? What happens? Oh, you simply cannot. I'm assuming that has to do with like a limit of how many roles you can have maybe per team, possibly. This time I've left it at just the standard 16 because I don't know if that's causing the problem. Cranking it up to 32 has not caused a problem before, but maybe a mod like this that has people changing class right in the middle of combat, all kinds of different weapons going off everywhere. Maybe it was causing some kind of problem. Also, I think the reason that goes off the second you get it is because you're still spamming the attack button for the other weapon you just had, and it just happens to go off. But yeah, I'm assuming that that's maybe causing a problem, just the game. There being too many people and the game getting a little overwhelmed. If it crashes again, I don't know what we're going to do. I would love to see the end of this. It seems to happen later in the game. It's not really so much early on, and I'm wondering if that's because that's a point where everyone is using all of these different weapons, and all the classes are getting like ranked up to the point where they've got like just constant barrage of things like grenades being thrown around and stuff like that. Like, is that related? Is that affiliated? I don't know. Could it be the problem? I'm unsure. Before this mod was installed, the game was running flawlessly, and we weren't having any problems. So I feel like the issue with the disappearing textures and all that, it's gotta be either the mod's fault, or, I don't know, maybe my computer's just not strong enough. I do have a lowly 5800X3D. I don't have the 7800X3D, or heaven help me, the 7950X, or a 14900K. I've just got an old and outdated little old 8-core CPU with a bunch of cache, so maybe that's the issue here. Who can say? I'm being a little facetious. I don't think it's a performance problem. I think it might be possibly simply maybe a game engine problem even? I don't know. Normally I will do a little bit of research on the mod before I download it to see if there's like any known problems in the comments, because usually there's a good supply of comments from people saying, this is great, but it's also fundamentally broken. I didn't notice that this time, but it could be, because I'm going to let you guys know, I actually found this mod a couple of days ago. I don't remember anything that was in the comments of it. I downloaded it, and then today I installed it, and oh, good. Yeah, no, nothing's broken here, everyone. Everything is working flawlessly. There are absolutely no problems whatsoever. Reminds me of earlier when we just saw like right through the world map. Remember that back on Coruscant in our first round? Yeah, got me a little bit concerned there, that does. Oh my gosh, I just want to kill a guy. I just want to kill a guy. Come down here, you. Actually, maybe don't. I don't know if I have what it takes to kill you right now. I just had to verify that the music was turned off because for some reason I started hearing jizz whalers off in the distance. That's what George decided to call them, not me. I don't know why it was playing. I don't know what was going on there. Yeah, no, we gotta leave. We can't be here. This is a copyright claim waiting to happen. Gotta avoid that building, unfortunately. Oh, this is a good one up close, but gosh darn it. It can get done at the distance if you got the time. Not that great a distance, though. Not quite. Oh, there we go. As long as like the guy you're shooting at relies on like range, you got a shot, man. You got a shot. Also, this is the most vanilla weapon. We are not struggling to take guys down with this. Oh no. Yep. 2, 3, and then we're on to this bad boy. This is about as far as we made it a little bit further than this on Dagobah, I think, from memory. Yeah, those events did just occur. You would think that I would remember, but I don't. I do think that we'd made it past Droideka, though. I'm almost positive. Can I roll up as a Droideka? I can go into third person. I can roll up. Not that it helps me, because I can't pop my shield as soon as I'm standing, which is kind of how you make it as a Droideka. Like, yes, you stand up, but then you also immediately go into shield mode. Turn around slow motion style. Get away from me! How dare you take my boffin! Ah! I'm being trapped in a corner! Okay, we've made it to sharpshooter, and so far, I don't want to, I'm not gonna say it. I don't really believe in any sort of mystical, magical mumbo-jumbo. I don't really believe in jinxing, but at the same time, not gonna risk it right now. I'm not gonna say what everyone is thinking right now with the way that things are going. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna hold my tongue for the time being. beautiful. Stay away from me! I think I remember now. I was going to ask the question previously. By the way, we're at level 16, and we got to get to 20, which is lightsabers. That's how far I made it! I was about to win on Coruscant! Are you kidding me? Should we be targeting droids specifically with this? Isn't this weapon more suited to attacking droids? Oh my gosh, you know what I just realized? How cool would it be to have a mod that allows you to do cross-era battles? Because that's some stuff you get to do in the campaign, which is really cool, and something I've always really appreciated about this game. It lets you answer the question I think a lot of us had when playing with our toys. You know, what happens if you pit the Empire versus the Republic? You know, clones versus regular old gosh darn stormtroopers. And that was a great deal of fun, at least for me. And, you know, then you get to do the Empire versus droids. What you didn't get to do was Rebels versus Republic, or Rebels versus droids, unfortunately. But if there's like a cross eras mod, I bet you there is. I need to do some research on that, because that sounds like it would be a fun one to try. I would love that. Especially if it supported some of the modded eras that we have. Imagine the Republic as it stands now versus the old Republic, or something like that. That would be really fun. I'll tell you, I have seen some mods that add things like the Resistance and the First Order. I don't really like the Disney movies all that much. I know that some people do. And if you're among them and you'd like to see those mods, I will try them. There's the aspects of the Disney movies I like. I do still really like Finn as a character, and kind of hate how they turned him into this one-dimensional dude who just runs around screaming Rey's name when he apparently had so much, you know, potential. And also, I love the actor who portrayed him, and I loved his charisma and how much charm he had and how much care he seemed to have for the role before they, again, reduced him to this one-dimensional character who runs around screaming about Rey. That was unfortunate. And, yeah, I mean, there's some good... I liked Ben... I don't really care much for Kylo Ren, but Ben Solo. Loved Ben Solo. Named a dog after Ben Solo. Also named a dog after Kylo. But that was after Episode 7. Episode 7 was good. And Episode 7 left me in a really positive and hopeful place. I couldn't wait for what came next. And then Episode 8 came out, and I didn't care anymore. And then Episode 9 came out, and I really enjoyed it because it was hot garbage. That's what I remember from seeing Episode 9. I remember the moment I heard the words, you know, somehow Palpatine's returned, I just started shoving popcorn into my mouth. I was like, sure, yeah, might as well do this. Let me just eat my popcorn and laugh. And it was a great movie-going experience, because at that point, I'd learned to stop caring and embrace the awful. And that was a truly liberating experience for me, let me tell you. Every moment after that. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Can I at least shoot? Hello? Why does this keep happening? Why? Why have you done this to me, game? This feels unfair. If I get defeated by someone else who gets to Jedi first because I'm falling to my death infinitely, I'm gonna be very disappointed. Why am I back to this guy? I already had the next weapon! I've been cheated. I have been wronged. At least the game hasn't crashed again yet. Get out of here, Chewbacca. Not even Chewbacca. I liked Rogue One. I still hold that Rogue One is not a very competent... It's not a good movie, right? Like, if I'm just like a random person who's never heard of Star Wars and I watch Rogue One, I don't care about that movie. But I think it's good quality Star Wars. Solo, a Han Solo story sucked, especially immediately after Episode 8. Because, remember, by the time I walked into 9, I was ready for it to be terrible and I was ready to embrace that. But when I walked into Han Solo, I still kind of had hope that that was going to be something, and it just was nothing. And then I don't care about a Rey movie. I'm a Jedi again, and I've got arrows above my head. I guess that's the game's way of telling all the NPCs that I am the threat to deal with. I don't care about a Rey movie. I barely care about a Mandalorian movie. I wish Season 3 had been better. And I didn't even hate Season 3 the way that a lot of people did. I didn't like Ahsoka. And I could get into that. I could get into why Ahsoka was terrible. But basically all you need to know is go watch Rebels. Go watch Rebels and see how good that show is and how incredible the characters are. And then go look how they were all portrayed in this show as stiff wooden boards who cannot emote. Also, we made it through that one. Yeah, so we're heading to Mygeeto now, because for some reason I decided that it might be funny. Let's do auto-assign and see what happens. Son of a gun! I figured if I did auto-assign, it was a pretty good bet that it would put me in the correct one, but no! It's just random. How fun is that, though? That's interesting. Ahsoka, here's the thing. I feel like it had potential. Especially, like, it's Dave Filoni. He made Rebels. He made the Clone Wars. He's a wise man. He knows his Star Wars. I don't know if he can direct live action. He might be worse at it than George Lucas. It's just... It was baffling and boring and slow in a way that Rebels never was. And also, again, just the character. Sabine Wren is one of my... I mean, Ahsoka. We all love Ahsoka. And I don't think that Rosario Dawson does a bad job of Ahsoka. I just feel like she's not being directed well enough. She's not really given anything to work with. I feel like she did better in The Mandalorian when she was Ahsoka than she did in the Ahsoka show, and Sabine Wren was just ruined as a character. She is one of my favorite characters from Rebels, and Dave just did not do her justice at all. She became this very boring, brooding, uninteresting individual with this stony-faced expression all the time. She stands around with their arms crossed and being glum, and it's just not Sabine. And people, oh, she got older, bad things happened. Okay, that should develop a character. That shouldn't strip it away. She's less interesting in Ahsoka than she is in Rebels. It was very disappointing. Mads Mikkelsen, is that the guy's name who does... why... It just left a lot to be desired. And I think Dave is making a movie as I understand it now. Apparently I killed someone just then. Don't remember doing that, but okay. Oh, and apparently I have a new weapon. Not that it matters, because I'm dead. Nope, same weapon. Come here, you. I've got this thing fully charged at point blank. There we go, finally! Oh, it's this one now. Wonderful. Not much of an improvement. I get stuck on weapons that I feel like I shouldn't be stuck on, you know what I mean? I also don't get why some of them you have to kill people multiple times. That's not how gun games work in other franchises. That's not a Call of Duty thing. Come back here, you. Did he just fall to his death, and does that count as a kill for me? I wonder if any minute now we're going to get a notification on the screen that says we got a kill. Oh! Yo, we killed a bot just then. It just came up on the screen. Still have the flamethrower though. Come here, you. Yep. Hold still. Hold still. Yes! It's post-mortem, but we did get him. Yeah, it worked! Okay, we got the Boltcaster. Oh, we watched him transform and everything. That is brutal. Oh. Apparently you need 60 kills to win. That's what the page says. That's what the actual web page for the game says. Whoa! Oh! Oh, well, what happened there? Does the game actually respawn you? Is that what it is? Like, you actually, like, I'm assuming there's a lot of trickery and magic going on behind the scenes. There's a very clever use of the game's code, because modders are clever, and they find ways to code that the developers did not. Let's make that clear. I feel like that's what's happening. I feel like the reason I just spawned somewhere other than where I was is because I got a kill and I was dropped into a position that the game simply couldn't spawn a character. So they might have put me in like the next available space. Wait, what's happening? Where's my rocket? Why am I dead? I pulled the trigger twice there and nothing happened. Oh, I don't have a rocket launcher. I've got this guy. I'm an idiot. I've even got a red arm and everything and I still didn't catch that. This might be the quickest round as this guy that I'm ever going to have. I think we're about to chew through this. Just gotta let it... Oh, no! Should not have said anything. It's still funny and trippy and hurts my brain a little bit to watch myself get killed by a clone, and then for the camera to snap around and show a droid. Still not used to that. Did I just watch that guy die and then respawn feet away from... This mode is a lot of fun. I would like to like it. Alright, heading into Utapau. This is the last map we said we were going to do, and even though they keep crashing, we're just going to charge ahead. Okay, we're going to charge ahead and hope for the best. I do want to note, as I have many times before, that I am gaming on a Linux computer. So we're running the game via Proton, and that can always lead to some instability sometimes. Now, I'm not always going to be unstable. You know, anyone who has a Steam Deck knows that just because you're playing with Proton does not mean the game is going to be unstable. In fact, I don't really have games crash on my Steam Deck, but sometimes they crash on my PC, which makes me think that I might have like a hardware error. Maybe I need to start swapping out some hardware. But also, it's possible that the mod is not really necessarily the culprit, so much as the issue is a Proton sort of Linux issue. So, also, that just wrecked that dude. Did he spawn back here? Is that him again? Or is this a different guy? This is a different guy. Who's gonna kill me before I get the shot off! The problem with this weapon is you get that one shot off, and then you have to wait a couple seconds. You gotta wait for that cooldown. And anything can happen in that time! apparently. Okay, this is what we gotta do. We just gotta stick close to solid objects and wait for guys to get close. Like this guy here, he made his mistake. Big mistake getting close to me, pal. You too, buckaroo. Lovely. Don't shoot. Thanks for listening to me, pal. I appreciate that. You could have actually just shot and it would have been fine. Okay, someone was shooting at this guy from behind me. So there's definitely some guys back there who are surprisingly not shooting at me. Now they are. Gosh darn it. The Obi-Wan show wasn't very good either, was it? That was a bit of a letdown. Andor, I hear, is really good. I've only watched the first episode a few times now. Because I started watching it with one group for a game night, or for a movie night, I should say, and then we kind of dropped out of it, and then I started watching with another group, and then they kind of dropped out of it. We've never actually finished the first episode. I keep saying one of these days I'll go back on my own and watch it, but I just haven't yet. Mandalorian Season 1 and 2 are both really good. They're incredible. They're great. They're really authentic Star Wars. They're a good blend of, I think, what you get in the originals and the prequels, which I like. I like that a lot. What else has come out that's not very good? Or good. Actually, what has come out that is good? I do like Bad Batch. I've not watched Season 3 yet, but I did quite enjoy Season 1 and Season 2. I think I finished Season 2. I might not have finished Season 2. I liked Season 1. I liked that last season of the Clone Wars that came out. The last 4 episodes in particular. Not that the rest of it was bad. Those last 4 episodes with... Well, I don't want to spoil it. Never mind. If you've not seen the final season, the final season, the second final season of Clone Wars, it is really good. There's some solid stuff in there. I've never watched Resistance. I never will watch Resistance. They say that not all Star Wars is made for you, right? And that was always the excuse with Resistance, but I think that's BS, because Clone Wars... All of the Star Wars movies can be enjoyed by kids and adults. All of the shows, until Disney took over, could also be enjoyed by kids and adults, right? There's no reason why an adult couldn't sit down and really enjoy Clone Wars. Clone Wars has some good stuff in it, man. It's got, like, the banking clan, and manipulation of big government, and invading private sectors and stuff. You know, George Lucas just spreading his politics in a clever way. Something Disney could never do, because Disney hires inept writers who are stupid idiots. They don't know what subtlety is. Subtlety to them is slapping someone over the head with a bag full of bricks. Man, the Clone Wars was good. And then you have, like, Resistance, and the excuse for it being... It looks awful. The excuse that, well, it's for kids. So was Clone Wars. Heck, to that matter, look, Rebels was made by Disney. Rebels was made for kids. It's more kiddish than Clone Wars. It's still a good show. I did still enjoy it. I just think... I've heard people say they've lost their way. I don't think Disney ever had a way to begin with, okay? We know that they had no plan for the movies. I've heard people try to make that claim. You just have to do a Google search. There was no plan starting with 7. J.J. Abrams himself has said that, yeah, he just wrote 7, and it was up to the next director to figure out what to do with it. And that is why we got 8. And 8 was terrible, and that is why the plan, which didn't exist... There was a plan from Colin Trevorrow at that point, but they dropped it, you know... Because I guess he made Henry or something, and people didn't like it. So they brought back Jar Jar Abrams, and we got 9. And it's like, throw away everything from 8, because people didn't like that. You're not a nobody anymore. You're a Palpatine. I liked it better when she was nobody! I actually liked it better when I thought she was going to end up being Obi-Wan's, like, granddaughter in some weird, twisted way. Because, like, Duchess Satine has that one nephew, but the one sibling we know about her having does not have kids. And that was even, like, made note of at one point. But that nephew of hers looks an awful lot like Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that's weird. How do you have a nephew that looks like Obi-Wan, but you don't have any siblings aside from your sister who doesn't have any kids? Duchess Satine? Where were you for that 9-month period about 17 years ago that Obi-Wan remembers so fondly? What was going on back then, Duchess Satine? And then I loved the idea. And I think the thing I heard people say against it was like, they'll have to explain so much. Obviously they won't! Because they didn't explain anything about Rey Palpatine. You get a flashback to a guy who doesn't look like he could possibly be a clone of Ian McDiarmid, who's like, I'm a clone of Palpatine, and you're my daughter, and that makes him your grandpa, and so you're gonna have to go now because we're about to get stabbed to death by a knife, and you don't turn to the dark side. Goodbye, Rey. I hope this isn't scarring for you. We're abandoning you on Jakku. I hope you don't repress this memory to the point where you don't remember any of it for the course of 2 movies that set up a lot of expectations for interesting payouts that never happen. Bye-bye now. Remember when Star Wars was good? I remember when Star Wars was good. I miss good Star Wars. Do you think we'll ever have good Star Wars again? Something buzzing over here. What is that? Is that guy? I killed him! I got that kill notification. Oh, okay. How close are we to, How close are we? Jedi, I think, is next, isn't it? Isn't this the last one before Jedi? Part of me wants to check now and see if there's some sort of correlation between crashes and runtime in the game. Because it feels like the ones that I kind of get through more quickly are the ones that don't crash, right? Like, and it feels like if it's taking me a while, the crash is almost inevitable. Once you're a Jedi in this, it's a bit unfair. Like, normally in a gun game, yes, the final weapon will be like a knife or something, but a lightsaber... Like, the idea is that once you've got the final weapon, it's not just like you're an immediate... Who the heck is whistling? Fait accompli, right? The idea is that there's still an opportunity for you to be... What am I trying to say? Why am I struggling to speak so badly right now? There's still an opportunity for someone else to win because you have to run at them with a sword and everyone else still has a gun. I was gonna say this isn't quite the same and it's a bit unfair. No, it isn't, because I can't get a kill with this thing. They very clearly still have a chance. There we go. There we go. We got there in the end. And that was Gun Game, everyone. I will have a link to it in the description. I would actually like some people to give me feedback on this. If you install this mod in Battlefront 2, does it work for you, or does it crash for you as well? I'm going to have to go refresh my memory on what was said on the page. Maybe I missed a couple of instructions or something. It had a really basic install. But regardless of how well it ran, we got some crashes. We don't normally get that. It was still a ton of fun. I really like this. Again, another mode that I would hope has multiplayer support, because I think it would be a lot of fun at a LAN party or just playing online with friends over like a Discord call. Really good stuff. And another good reason why I think you should probably buy the original versions of these games and make sure that you have them somewhere, just in case they go away forever at some point with the release of the Classic Collection. Because even if the Classic Collection ends up being moddable, there's no proof these mods are going to make their way over, although I feel like Gun Game would be like an obvious choice for someone looking to mod that, or for a company looking to sort of save face right now because their project keeps coming under more and more scrutiny because it looks more and more shoddy and lazily slapped together. Add a Gun Game! It could be fun! Until next time, thank you folks for watching. Recommend some maps and some mods in the comment section down below, and I'll see you later. Goodbye!